Middlesbrough finally have one. It came from their 9th corner of the game. A short routine this time. Matt Targett played the ball through the eye of a needle to Morgan Whittaker at the angle, who slotted home for his 9th of the campaign. Southampton feel that Whittaker was offside. Middlesbrough won't care for the moment. They are up to 2nd in the Championship. Middlesbrough 1, Southampton 0 with 58 minutes on the clock.
And a goal at Blackpool, Adam Cottier.
Equaliser for Blackpool, 1-1. Ashley Fletcher through on goal, lovely composed finish, nudge past the keeper. 15 for the season for him. Blackpool 1, Bradford 1.
That goal stands at Everton, by the way. Everton 0, Brentford 3, and we're ready for the second half at Craven Cottage. Ian.
Yes, this delayed kick-off, thank you Steve, 3:15 that we're underway here at Craven Cottage, and Fulham are leading by a goal to nil. Harry Wilson with what is his 6th goal of the season after 17 minutes. Took it very, very well. Neither side appears to have made a change at the start of the second half. Still the coaching staff, some of the stragglers are having to hurry up because the referee Craig Pawson is keen to get on with things here at Craven Cottage. Liverpool in all red will be playing from right to left as we look against the Fulham side all in white. And a vast improvement is required, Mark Schwarzer, for Liverpool.
Yeah, it is, and you know, for Liverpool, obviously the quality of players that they possess, that can happen in a blink of an eye. We know that they're a really good side, and for Fulham, it's more of the same. Continue as they did. Don't just drop deep. They've got to look to try and still continue to put pressure on Liverpool whenever they can.
It's the voice of Mark Schwarzer as Jones has gone down for Liverpool early on here in the second half. Leno then in goal, back four of Anderson, Cuenca and Diop, Castagna and Robinson. And then we've got Lukic, Kearney, Smith-Rowe, Jimenez and Wilson. Mark.
Yeah, Jones is down on the ground. I mean, it's a clear foul from Castagna. It's not intentional. He tries to kick the ball, but Jones, and they're both watching the ball, and Jones just manoeuvres himself in front of Castagna, and Castagna then knees him right in the back. The referee, for some reason, I just don't think he sees it. Otherwise, it was a clear foul for Liverpool.
Liverpool line up with Alisson in goal, a back four of Bradley, Van Dijk, Konate and Kirkes, Jones, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Bertz and Gakpo. If you missed it earlier, Ekitike not involved today due to a minor fitness issue. Liverpool have Arsenal, the league leaders, back in London on Thursday evening, and then they have a little bit of a mini break till Monday, I guess. Barnsley in the FA Cup, and then Burnley and Marseille to come back in the Premier League, and then the Champions League. So due to the Champions League being extended, that's the reason why they're playing 9 games in the month of January. Szoboszlai out to Kirkes, climbs high and heads it forward. Anderson will head it back to Castagna, takes it on the chest, allows Kirkes, fires the ball in, flags up. Gakpo with a close range finish, but the flag was raised. VAR will have a look at this. Liverpool's thoughts of an early equaliser in the second half quickly erased.
And that all comes about because of Kirkes. He's intent, his enthusiasm to try and win the ball. Yeah, Gakpo's miles offside. He's about probably a good 1.5 meters offside. It was a great finish, really good reaction. For Fulham, it's a wake-up call because they've started a bit sluggish in this second half now, and they've got to make sure they're once they switched on. That is a warning sign for them.
It is, but it was like you said, for a lot of the first half, we've been bemoaning the fact that Liverpool have been slow and predictable. That was an early ball in, whipped in with pace.
Yeah, it was Kirkes, wasn't it? I mean, firstly, it was a diagonal ball across the pitch. You think Castagna's going to win the header. Kirkes comes in, he's springing, he's huge, like he's miles in the air. He wins the header, and that's where that chance comes about because of Kirkes' enthusiasm.
A stumbling Jones. The referee, to his credit, Craig Pawson, tried to let the game flow, but there was a foul, and eventually when there was no advantage to be played, he's pulled it back, and Liverpool have taken a free kick. We'll go to Middlesbrough, Rob Law.
And Middlesbrough tighten their grip on second place in the Championship. They are 2-0 up against Southampton thanks to Sami Silvera's first goal in almost 2 years. Middlesbrough 2, Southampton 0.
That'll be without a win in 6 for Southampton, and Middlesbrough, after that mini goal drought, have scored 2 goals very, very quickly in the second half at the Riverside. In front of the Riverside stand here at Craven Cottage, Liverpool have the ball as they play from right to left. Goal in the try in the rugby, Chris Jones.
Yeah, lifeline for Saracens, 12 minutes into the second half. Reece Carey has scored their prop.
Leicester now lead by 26 points to 14. But Leicester have a penalty now to extend their lead.
Don't forget, we've got a choice of listening for you in the Premier League as Fulham come forward. Kearney, man through the middle is Wilson. Wilson tries to get on the end of it, but Alisson dives forward.
Yeah, Kearney's ball's just too much pace on the ball, too far in front of Harry Wilson. There was a really good opportunity for Fulham to try and get that second goal and get a bit of extra breathing space between them and Liverpool.
Diop comes forward with the ball. That's the voice of Mark Schwarzer, who's with us here, BBC Radio 5 Live, also on the BBC Sounds app and live on the World Service as Wirtz. And again, almost at a walking pace for Liverpool. Back with Jones towards Van Dijk. Opens up his body and then right-footed passes the ball towards Canate. Out towards Bradley now. On that right-hand side, he runs in field, but he runs horizontally. He's into the centre circle, almost cut out by Wilson. Then it goes towards Kerkez on this near side, the left. Kerkez will pass the ball back towards Jones. Jones has Wilson ahead of him. Wirtz drops off. Gravenberch now takes over. Forward ball towards McAllister. Bundled over from behind by Kearney. This will be a direct free kick for Liverpool in a central area, and it would be about 25 yards out from goal as they trail 1-0.
Yeah, McAllister just finds a bit of space, doesn't he, between the lines. Kearney gets caught. He tries to get back and make a challenge on McAllister. It's a clear foul. Barges into him. And that's what they didn't do in the first half, Fulham. They were managing to keep those spaces a lot tighter, make it so much more difficult for Liverpool to play through them. These opening minutes of this second half, Liverpool are finding those areas.
Everton 0, Brentford 3. That's live on Sports Extra 2. Newcastle 0, Crystal Palace 0 is live on Sports Extra 3. And Tottenham Hotspur leads Sunderland by 1-0 is live on Sports Extra. This free kick then, with Fulham having a slender lead here at Craven Cottage, but they've got every white shirt on the edge of the penalty area because this looks like Szoboszlai. You might recall he scored a terrific goal against Arsenal earlier in the season, and he's the one who's going to have a crack, I think.
Yeah, this is a really good spot. It's a really good distance from to get it up and over the wall. Bernd Leno's going to have to be at his best. He's going to make sure his wall set up perfectly. Szoboszlai will be eyeing up. You can see him there. He's standing on the ball. He's watching the goalkeeper. He's watching the wall. He's going to look to try and get it with a bit of pace, dipping and swerving over that wall.
Liverpool actually have their own two-man wall in McAllister and Wirtz, which is stood in front of the five-man wall of Fulham. 6 actually if you include Smith Rowe, who's slightly detached. Fractionally left of centre then, free kick for Liverpool. Szoboszlai eyes it up, runs forward now, hits it right-footed and watches it sail wide of that right-hand post, out for a goal kick. Fulham's lead is still intact as Wickham now lead Wimbledon 2-0.
Yeah, Szoboszlai looked to try and, the way he stood on the ball initially, it looked like he was trying to run it and hit it straight through the ball and make it sort of dip and swerve over the wall. Instead, as he runs up the ball, he starts to widen his run up, and then he tries to curl it in that far post area and just misses the goal by about a good metre. Also, a wasted opportunity for Liverpool.
Bradley wins the ball back for Liverpool on the right-hand side, darts forward. His cross, though, cut out by Anderson, only as far as Szoboszlai, right-hand side of the area. Here is Bradley now looking for a shooting opportunity. Bradley leaves it for Szoboszlai, Fulham defending in numbers. In comes the cross, Cuenca heads the ball away, edge of the area, only as far as Gravenberch. Szoboszlai tries to keep the ball in play on that right-hand side, succeeds, down towards the corner flag he goes, and urged on by the travelling support, Liverpool get a corner kick. Middlesbrough have now got a third goal at home to Southampton, and Plymouth Argyle lead Burton Albion 2-0 at home park in League One.
Yeah, I mean, for Liverpool, it's just the delivery in the box. I mean, good areas. The delivery just hasn't been good enough so far in this game. It's been defended well by Fulham, but they haven't really had to exert themselves too much.
Szoboszlai waits to take the corner kick, far side the right. Liverpool playing from right to left. Szoboszlai, it's an outswinger now. Headed on, hits the crossbar, rebound comes on, headed away by Anderson. Bradley goes down, McAllister tries to keep it alive. Caught by Leno, and behind for another corner kick. Not too sure who got the touch. Was it McAllister onto the crossbar?
Not quite sure. It's a really good ball though this time. Szoboszlai delivery from the corner right into that sort of edge of the 6-yard box, swinging away from the goalkeeper as it comes in. Comes with a bit of decent pace as well. Yeah, you're right. McAllister is a free header. And you can see Bernd Leno had no chance.
Szoboszlai in on this occasion and then kneed away by Lukic. Latest in the rugby, incidentally, Leicester Tigers 29, Saracens 14. Been taken quickly by Liverpool on the right. Szoboszlai delivers the ball now. Cuenca again is there to head it away for the all-white of Fulham. And Smith Rowe will try and lead the charge on the counter-attack. Keeps the ball in play on that far side, the Fulham left. Robinson in field. Nice touch by Kearney to take the ball away from McAllister. Back towards Diop and urged on by this crowd at Craven Cottage as we go to Rob Law at the Riverside.
Middlesbrough 3, Southampton 0. 3 goals in 15 minutes. Morgan Whittaker's second of the afternoon, his 10th of the season. Middlesbrough flying 3-0 up against Southampton with 67 minutes on the clock.
Smith Rowe in field towards Wilson. Wilson slows things down for Fulham. And then crowd, incidentally, 27,547 inside Craven Cottage this afternoon. Here is Kearney, back with Anderson. His forward ball, Wilson looking for a free kick on the edge of the area. Craig Pawson just says it's a coming together and there'll be no decision. As we go to Bristol City, where there's been a goal. Molly Stevens.
Yes, and it's Alfie Devine who has doubled Preston's lead. Again, it's the Bristol City defence that falls apart, clumsy in front of goal. They give the ball away and Devine is there to score from close range just moments after he narrowly missed a shot. Bristol City 0, Preston North End 2.
In League One next, another goal at Blackpool, Adam Cottier.
Blackpool 1, Bradford 2. Bradford back in front. Will Swan with a fine low finish after a mistake by Blackpool's Ollie Casey. Blackpool 1, Bradford 2.
10 minutes into the second half, Liverpool trail by a goal to nil. Jimenez holds it up, Castagna gives it back towards the Mexican. Then he'll decide to run forward. He comes off the legs of Kirkes, the Liverpool left back, and goes out for a Fulham throw that they'll be quite happy to take. They've only actually had one win in 19 previous games in the Premier League against reigning champions, and indeed that was against Liverpool back at Anfield some 5 years ago. They've drawn 3, they've lost 15. They find themselves with this slender lead here at Craven Cottage as the ball over the top, looking for the marauding run of Robinson. And Konate has to go back to Allison, clears away first time. McAllister now heads it towards Bradley, and Bradley brings it under control, but Cuenca is quick to close down Szoboszlai. To Newcastle now, Mike Minay.
Guimaraes just sent a corner in from the left-hand side. It landed on top of the crossbar and went behind. Sonali had a side-footed effort to try and give Newcastle a lead, but that was into a crowd of players. And Brennan Johnson on the right of the penalty area for Palace saw his shot saved by Nick Pope. It is still 0-0.
Commentary continues live on Sports Extra 3. What have you made of Liverpool's start to this second half, Mark Schwarzer?
Definitely been better. I think for Fulham, they've been a little bit deeper. They haven't really closed the lines up too well like they did in the first half. For Liverpool, there's just been a lot more energy in their attack going forward.
This is Bradley surging forward. Bradley still into the penalty area to Burns. Burns ducks it away. Flags raised again.
Yeah, I think Wirtz makes the run initially. He wants the ball. Bradley continues his run, doesn't lay it off, and then when he finally does, and it wasn't, I think it was an intentional layoff, it just goes straight to Wirtz, and Wirtz from this angle looks like he's offside by quite an amount. Yeah, I can see it now, he's offside, definitely offside.
He tucked it away very, very well, left-footed, but he was offside, and the second time in the second half that Liverpool have had a goal disallowed. 12 minutes into this second period of a game that started at 3:15. Everton-Brentford, a goal, Sarah Mulkerrins.
Everton 1, Brentford 3. The ball in from the left from Jack Grealish, and Beto with the glancing header beating Kelleher in the Brentford goal. It's Everton 1, Brentford 3.
VAR, incidentally, are still checking. Whilst they continue to check, we'll go to the rugby. Chris Jones.
That's surely the game. Another Leicester try. Adam Radwan intercept. No one's going to catch him. One of the fastest players in the league. Converted nicely. Leicester 36, Saracens 14 into the final 20.
And still they're checking. Maybe it's tighter than we thought.
Must be something else have come into play. I'm not quite sure, but they're saying it's very, very tight. The referee just showed. Gakpo's gone and asked him the question. He's just indicated it's really, really tight.
So we'll go to Chris Wise at Tottenham,
where Spurs are still leading Sunderland 1-0. We're inside the final 18 minutes. Ben Davies with the first half goal. But Sunderland have perked up in the second half. Simon Adingra has sent a shot wide of the post. Spurs 1, Sunderland 0.
There's a goal now at Newcastle. Mike Minay.
And Newcastle have opened the scoring. Bruno Guimaraes with yet another goal for Newcastle United. Ball was swung in from the left, headed across by Lewis Miley, and Guimaraes just had to steer it on target, and it was in. Gallagher interrupts, and Newcastle get the goal they probably deserve. Newcastle 1, Crystal Palace 0.
And still we wait, still they're checking. And the longer we wait, the more you think the goal might stand.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the initial replay, for me, I mean, obviously I haven't got the lines, I haven't got the technology there. It looks like he's offside. However, with the delay in the decision, it obviously is very, very tight.
So Craig Pawson at the minute is the referee, just wandering around with his hands on hips, as Andy Madley is the VAR official at Stockley Park having a look at it. And after a VAR, the goal stands. And Florian Wirtz, who only scored his first goal against Wolves, has got the equaliser, and Liverpool are back level. 1-1.
It was a really good finish from Florian Wirtz. When the ball does fall to him, Bradley lays it off. He turns and swivels and pokes, well, places it in that far corner. It's so tight.
And yet, if you look at it, and we don't have the lines, but if you look on the strips of the turf, the naked eye would have told you that goal was offside.
It still looked offside. I mean, they're showing the graphics now to say that he was onside, but geez, that is so tight.
Well, they only failed to score in only one of their last 30 games away in the Premier League. That was Manchester City in November. They've managed to extend that run with Florian Wirtz getting his second for the club. But all credit to Bradley. But Liverpool have improved in this second period and have now equalised. So, just before the hour mark, 1-1 here at Craven Cottage, live on 5 Live, the World Service and the BBC Sounds app. Those Liverpool supporters that have made the journey down from Merseyside are celebrating away towards our left in the put in the end. Here is Cuenca to Robinson, downfield. Jimenez tries to head it on. Smith Rowe will make the run. Canate will tidy up back towards Alisson.
Yeah, we talked about in the opening couple of minutes of this game as Alisson miscontrols the first ball back to him. Luckily, the pace of the ball was very, very slow. There was no danger of it going in. As he then turns to try and take control of the ball, he slips.
Wirtz hits the early ball forward towards Szoboszlai. Liverpool full of running, full of direct, and the back pass towards Leno, almost cut out by Curtis Jones, who as he runs across in front of the travelling support and whips them up. And Liverpool here are playing with the bit between their teeth.
It's just a change in the tempo, isn't it, from Liverpool? Since the half-time break, they've come out and they've been a lot more energetic. They've been a lot more direct in their approach as well. So that's what causes Fulham a lot more problems.
1-1 then here at Craven Cottage as Szoboszlai back towards Gravenberch. Gravenberch midway through the Fulham half. Gakpo out towards Wirtz. His attempted cross takes a deflection, but Fulham give it back towards the German international. He can't find it through, and Lukic is able to clear the ball away. And now Raul runs clear of Canate, but the referee Craig Pawson had already blown his whistle and will bring play back. Free kick to Liverpool.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit too much from Jimenez grabbing hold of Canate as he tries to win the ball back. We'll see the goal again as on our monitors here. Conor Bradley does so well. I'll tell you what, he just looks offside. They've shown it here again, and it just looks offside. I think the frame of which they've made the line is one back from what they're showing on the TV monitors in front of us now.
Match of the day tonight, BBC One, 10:30. Manchester City, Chelsea. We'll have commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live with John and Izzy from 5:30. After it brought you as much reaction as we can squeeze in from 5 o'clock. Here is Gakpo, who's going to shoot! And he pulls it wide. He was 22 yards out, right-footed. It's bizarre, you know, football, because in the first half we were saying you can't see Liverpool scoring for all the possession that they had. And here now they are looking a lot more threatening.
Well, that's Liverpool, isn't it? The quality that they possess, there's always going to be a threat, no matter how badly they may be playing through a phase of a game, whether it's the first half or certain parts of the game. They've just got that quality. They can turn it on.
Let's go back to Middlesbrough, Rob Law.
And now they've broken the duck. They simply can't stop scoring. Middlesbrough 4, Southampton 0. The initial shot saved from Hayden Hackney. It fell though to Alan Brown, who scores his first goal since August of last year to make it Middlesbrough 4, Southampton 0.
Bizarre, isn't it? No goal in the last 4 games, and then they hit 4 in one afternoon. Blackburn Rovers 2, Charlton 2 is the latest score. Here is Jones. Forward ball towards Gakpo. Leno's quickly up to the edge of his front edge of the penalty area to pick that ball up and scoop it to safety. George, our producer's working hard. He was saying that a lot of people on social media are agreeing with you, Mark, regarding that goal for Liverpool.
Yeah, it looks offside. It's almost like the TV monitors are showing us a replay, and the clip or the frame that they stop it at is offside. There's no doubt about it in my eyes. Obviously, in Stockley Park, they're looking at it a different way. They're looking at a different frame potentially, and they've adjudged that he's onside. So, strange one.
Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. Only 64 minutes played. Lukic comes forward for Fulham. Smith Rowe helps it on its way out towards Robinson. Robinson on the left. Smith Rowe with his back to goal. Nice turn by Smith Rowe. Robinson delivers the cross, and McAllister puts the ball out into that Riverside stand to safety for Liverpool, into the lower tier of that 2-tiered cantilever stand. That is so impressive for the redevelopment work that has taken place here at Craven Cottage. We're in the antiquated yet unique Johnny Haynes stand.
It's a fantastic little stand, this Johnny Haynes stand. It really is. Obviously, the history that's involved, but I have to admit, I need a cushion.
I need a heater. Plymouth Argyle 3, Burton Albion 0 is the latest score in League One. So Plymouth have got a 3rd goal there. Liverpool have got a free kick, central position midway through their own half. 65 minutes played. And Canate will take it short and square to Gravenberch. Both full-backs are pushed on, Kirkes in particular on this near side, the left. Liverpool all in red, playing from right to left extremely high. Here is Gravenberch, runs away from Jimenez. Now towards Jones. Jones back towards Van Dijk. Gravenberch challenged by Diop, who breaks out of defence and then manhandles him and continues to hold him and prevents Gravenberch to take the quick free kick.
I don't get that. I mean, there has to be a yellow card, surely. That is the referee's not. He's not even entertaining it. The idea that is a clear yellow card. Not that there's anything wrong with the challenge, other than he just grabs him and just holds on to him, doesn't allow him to run off with the ball.
I just thought the delaying of a restart was something they were looking to clamp down on. Another goal at Newcastle, Mike Maine.
And that'll do it for Newcastle. They lead by 2 goals to 0. Malik Chow, I think, has got the final touch. A crowd of players, corner from the left. It bounced around. No one could clear it properly for Palace, and Chow was able to stab it home. Newcastle 2, Palace 0.
The Premier League Match Centre have tweeted that the VAR checked the referee's call of no goal and established that Wirtz was in an onside position and recommended that the goal was awarded. Of course, you'll see it for yourself on Match of the Day tonight. Here is Szoboszlai with a corner kick. Plenty of loft on this from the right-hand side. Cuenca heads the ball away. We're going to Tottenham in a moment. Gravenberch lets the ball settle. Out then towards Jones. Forward ball to Gakpo. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Gakpo runs forward towards the byline. Tries to get it in at the near post, but hits the side netting. So Tottenham, Sunderland, Chris Wise.
Equaliser for the visitors. Tottenham 1, Sunderland 1. Brian Brobby. Sharp 1-2 with Enzo Lefebvre. Just inside the Spurs penalty area. Rifles a left-footed shot high into the net. Spurs 1, Sunderland 1.
They've had 3 successive draws of Sunderland. That's live on Sports Extra. Live on Sports Extra 2 is Everton 1, Brentford 3. And on Sports Extra 3 is Newcastle United 2, Crystal Palace 0. And still we've got the game of Manchester City and Chelsea to come at 5:30. 1-1 here at Craven Cottage. Smith Rowe feeds the ball forward. Robinson onto it. Tried to pass the ball towards Lukic. Liverpool clear the danger. Canate. Cuenca brings it off his chest. Runs out towards the left. A little bit off balance, but keeps the ball in play. And now they play the ball across the back to Fulham. And Diop wouldn't necessarily go with him with the ball, but Wilson gave Fulham the lead in the first half. And now with Kearney. Kearney's comes to a standstill. Diop is to his right. He enters Liverpool territory. This is possibly Fulham's best spell of the second half. We've been playing now midway through this second period. Diop chips the ball forward, looking towards Castagna. and Kirkes will marshal the ball safely out for a goal kick. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, it's one of those rare moments in this second half where Fulham have ventured into Liverpool's half with possession of the ball and trying to create something, trying to get themselves back in front. Liverpool have pretty much dominated this second half since the opening minutes. They've been a lot more energetic, a lot more direct, and certainly the intensity of their game has increased quite a lot.
Jones to Konate. Konate will run forward with the ball, then leaves it for Szoboszlai. He's played in a number of positions for Liverpool this season, Szoboszlai, and along with Ekatike has certainly been one of their better performers, whether it be at right back or midfield. Either as the number 10 central midfield or right side of midfield. Offside against Kirkes. That'll be a free kick that Fulham will take with Castagna. Stoke City have got a second goal. Norwich 0, Stoke City 2 is the latest score in the Championship. As Fulham on the attack now with Smith Rowe far side the left, midway through the Liverpool half. Toe ends the ball back to Smith Rowe. Infield to Wilson. Castagna wandering forward on this near side the right. They stay though in a central area with Kearney, who looks up, passes the ball to Castagna. First time control, right footed. Right corner of the area for Wilson. Infield now to Lukic. Back out to Castagna. Castagna sends over the cross. Raul Jimenez tried to get on the end of it to really attack that, but Konate met him with it to quell the attack. Wirtz heads it forward. It's a beauty of a cross, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good play from Fulham. This time they work it well down this right-hand side, find a little bit of space. The delivery's really good. Jimenez gets a bit of a coming together with Konate. Would have been interesting had a ball been in the back of the net, whether the referee would have given the goal or not. But it was a nice challenge from Konate there, put Jimenez off just enough to prevent him from getting a decent effort on goal.
Smith Rowe far side the left, level of the area. Robinson back with Kearney. Diop is available. Lukic will get a touch. Anderson, every white shirt, is in the half away towards our right. Cuenca, Robinson plays it out towards Smith Rowe. Nice fluid football from Fulham. Robinson goes to ground. Referee Craig Pawson says no free kick. Liverpool now will break, and that'll be a yellow card for Wilson. He was scythed down in a cynical manner. Bradley falls to the floor, and the yellow card will be shown.
Yeah, absolutely no complaints. That is a professional foul. I think the referee's refereed the game pretty well. He's allowed a lot of things to flow. He just hasn't, pulled up on little niggling things. He's for both sides allowed, the game to flow a bit more. I think it's good to see.
The Fulham chant of "you don't know what you're doing," I can only imagine is more towards the free kick that wasn't awarded, because I don't think even the most biased Fulham supporter could deny that wasn't a deserved yellow card.
No, it was a clear trip from Harry Wilson. He's got no chance of getting the ball. He literally just wants to trip him over.
We'll go to Tottenham. Chris Wise.
1-1, but Spurs are stumbling here. Another chance for Sunderland. Trey Hume shot pushed over the top by Guglielmo Vicario. Sunderland on top in the last 5 minutes. Spurs 1, Sunderland 1.
Live on Sports Extra. Robinson bursts forward for Fulham. Infield to Kearney. Kearney tries to help it on its way. It will reach Wilson. Wilson comes inside. Shot takes the deflection and loops over the top of the crossbar. This will be a corner kick. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, nice, good chance again for Fulham there. And every time Harry Wilson gets a ball and he's in that danger area, you feel like something's going to happen. He takes it onto his left foot. Really nice positional play. And I think it's Curtis Jones. He's the one that gets the vital challenge in, and the deflection. It's just enough to go over that crossbar by a little bit. Enough of a breathing space not to worry Liverpool too much, but it is a corner.
Well, Wilson has gone across towards that far side. Lukic is also there, attacking the Hammersmith end of the ground, all in white, playing from left to right. Will they take it short, or will it be just touched towards Wilson, who's going to go with the outswinger? In it comes now. Anderson beaten in the air by Konate. His header will go out as far as Robinson, who lifts it back out towards Wilson. Wilson takes a couple of touches towards the byline, sends over the cross. Header there was by Bradley, and the overhead kick in the end by Raul Jimenez was well off target, and it will be a goal kick as substitutions will be being made by Fulham. Looks like a double change. Tom Kearney, only his second Premier League start. He's going to be the player coming off for Fulham. And the other player who's going off, so 32 off and 22 on, is Kevin, who was one of the 3 changes being made. Smith Rowe is the other player who's going to be going off. Kevin, who celebrates his 23rd birthday. And then Sander Berger is the other player who's going to come on for that double change being made by Fulham. So Berger will just provide, he'll just sit there in the midfield alongside Lukic. Kevin will look to try and provide a little bit of Brazilian flair in the midfield. In many ways, it's like for like, isn't it, the 2 changes?
Yeah, I think it's more about fresh legs, really. About trying to make a difference, trying to change something in this game. Because at the moment, obviously, evenly poised. Liverpool are probably, in terms of possession and opportunities in this second half, been certainly the more dominating side.
Ball hit early and hit forward, and Cuenca has to come across and to concede the corner kick. Remember, in the Premier League, Brentford are ahead, Newcastle are ahead, Tottenham and Sunderland are drawing. Corner wants to be taken quickly by Szoboszlai, headed away by Robinson. 16 minutes remain of this game that started at 3:15, quarter of an hour delay. Give you the latest scores in the Championship in a moment. Bradley tries to send over a cross, blocked by Robinson. Liverpool started the second half with an improved performance. Fulham have forced them back. Haven't seen Liverpool much of an attacking force of late. The results earlier in the Championship, incidentally: Birmingham City 3, Coventry 2, Queen's Park Rangers 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. The latest scores of the games that took place that weren't postponed. As just wait for Szoboszlai towards Jones. Shuffles the ball forward towards Kerkez, the left back on this near side, back towards Jones. Under pressure from Jimenez to Canate, chips it long. Kerkez will put pressure on Castagna, takes it on the chest, turns and puts it out of play for a throw. So Blackburn 2, Charlton 2, Bristol City 0, Preston 2, Derby 1, Wrexham 2. Wrexham looking for a 4th straight win. Middlesbrough 4, Southampton 0, Millwall 1, Swansea 1, Norwich 0, Stoke City 2. Frimpong's going to come on for Wirtz. That's going to be the Liverpool changes. We go to Huddersfield and Nathan Albert.
Where Exeter have an equaliser. They've been pushing and probing and finally have their reward. Cross from the right and a delightful flick into the far corner from Jaden Wareham. Huddersfield 2, Exeter 2.
So Frimpong is on for Wirtz. He will go out to that right-hand side. So Szoboszlai, as a result, comes into a more central area of the field. Gakpo is playing centre at the moment, or more centrally in this Liverpool setup. Jones has just made a burst through, wasn't spotted. Canate went back towards Van Dijk. The 2 results earlier in League One: Bolton 0, Northampton 0. Lincoln moving on to 48 points with a very good win against Peterborough by 5 goals to 2. The latest scores: Blackpool 1, Bradford City 2. Cardiff, the leaders, 1, Wigan 0, so they'll re-establish that 3-point lead at the top. But the ball is forward towards Jimenez. Couldn't bring the ball under control. Alisson has lost it. Falls to Wilson. Goes for the chip finish. Hits the crossbar, and Van Dijk puts it over the bar before Jimenez can run the ball into the back of the net. And Fulham was so close to going 2-1 up.
Absolutely huge chance for Fulham there. I tell you what, Jimenez is through. He does really, really well initially, and then all of a sudden, as he's wanting to get his shot off, Canate comes back into play, makes the vital challenge, gets his body in the way. Alisson's not able to hold on to it. The ball falls to Harry Wilson. It looks like Van Dijk almost gives up on it. It's just over his head, comes crashing back off the crossbar, and they're able to, in the end, just clear the danger. It's brilliant play from Fulham.
We've seen a variety of different goals for Wilson this season. You might recall his quick thinking with that goal at Tottenham from far out wide. As in comes the corner kick. That was a delicate chip that almost produced him a second of the afternoon.
Again, I felt that it was just going to end up in the back of the net. Instead, Harry Wilson gets the ball.
Wilson with a volleyed cross from the left. Castagna has not kept the ball in play. So Huddersfield 2, Exeter 2, Plymouth 3, Burton 0, Reading 1, Stockport County 0, Wycombe 2, Wimbledon 0. They're the latest scores in League 1. And in League 2, the results: Cheltenham 3, Crawley 0, MK Dons 2, Chesterfield 2. Every game that was scheduled to be played at 3 was postponed in League Two. As we go to Millwall and Paul Gilmore.
Millwall have scored in the 92nd minute. Caleb Taylor with a header that beats Figueroa, who was beginning to frustrate everybody inside the den. It looks like Millwall have won it right at the death. Millwall 2, Swansea 1.
Wrexham have beaten Derby County, so that is a fourth successive win for Phil Parkinson's side. Fulham here with Robinson running forward. Jimenez takes it in his stride, looks to try and keep hold of the ball. It will squirm out towards that far side, and Fulham will get a throw down by the corner flag as they play from left to right. But Robinson is just going to wipe a lot of the grease off the ball and the dew as it's underneath that white shirt, trying to dry it off for a better extra grip. In the meantime, he waits for Cuenca and Anderson to come forward. We're going to Everton in a moment, where there's been another goal. We've been playing now for 79 minutes here at Craven Cottage. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. Here is Berger, the substitute. Gives it back towards Robinson. Robinson's cross. Picks out Kevin, tries to get the shot away. Caught by Alisson. So a goal at Everton. Sarah Mulkerrins.
Stadium emptied, there is no doubt now. It is Everton 1, Brentford 4. Igor Thiago on the break, ran the ball near the length of the pitch, slotted it home. Everton 1, Brentford 4.
Full time at Cardiff in League One, Hamish Marshall.
They've beaten Wigan 1-0, as comprehensive a victory as you'll get in every way bar goals. Callum Chambers' shot from outside the box in the first half settled it. 8 home wins in a row take the Bluebirds 3 points clear.
Yep, back 3 points clear of Lincoln from their early win at Sinsel Bank. Bradley pushes the ball out wide. Frimpong. Now it's with McAllister. Every outfield player is in the Fulham half away towards our left-hand side. We've got 10 minutes remaining. So it's 7 minutes to 5. It is going to be an extremely concertinaed period from 5 to our next commentary at the Etihad between Manchester City and Chelsea, as we try and cram in as much as we possibly can before our next commentary here on 5 Live. Jones holds onto the ball for Liverpool, just inside the Fulham half, now towards McAllister. McAllister forward of the centre circle. Bradley to his right. Frimpong holds the width on that touchline, level of the area, goes on the outside. Frimpong delivers the cross, too deep. We'll go to Molly Stevens now at Bristol City.
Where Bristol City have lost to Preston North End 2-0. Preston lift themselves to 4th in the Championship, a point off 3rd, 3 off 2nd. Goals from their top scorer, Lewis Dobbin and Alfie Devine. Bristol City had 12 shots of their own but failed to find the back of the net. They dropped to 10th. It's Bristol City 0, Preston 2.
Norwich City remain inside the relegation zone, beaten at home today by Stoke City 2-0. Tottenham, Chris Wise.
1, and we're in the last 60 seconds of the 6 minutes of stoppage time, and Spurs with a chance. Pedro Porres cross from the right, Joao Palhinha with the flicked header, but it went wide. Spurs 1, Sunderland 1.
As for Middlesbrough, they've moved second with a convincing win, Rob Law.
Middlesbrough 4, Southampton 0. Middlesbrough had gone 4.5 games without a goal, but this afternoon, knowing they needed to win to move back up to second, they scored 4 in just 22 minutes. All the goals coming in the second half. Morgan Whittaker with 2, Sammy Silvera added a 3rd, and Alan Brown the 4th. Southampton handed their biggest defeat of the season. Middlesbrough go second. Middlesbrough 4, Southampton 0.
Liverpool being forced back by Fulham. The chasing pack includes Millwall. Paul Gilmore.
Millwall 2, Swansea 1 full-time. Caleb Taylor's stoppage time header sending Millwall to within 3 points of second place. Middlesbrough, Ivanovic gave Millwall the lead in the 38th minute. Cabango, 2 minutes into the second half, cancelled that out before Taylor stole it at the back post with a header. Harsh on the star of the show, Swans keeper Lawrence Figueroa, with the kind of afternoon that draws gasps from the crowd and causes opposition players to shake their heads in disbelief. 2-1 Millwall.
Another goal at Everton. Sarah Mulkerrins.
Everton 2, Brentford 4. Grealish with the ball in. Barry at the far post headed in. Everton 2, Brentford 4 in stoppage time.
Newcastle 2, Crystal Palace 0. Thank you, Sarah. Tottenham 1, Sunderland 1 are other latest scores in the top flight. This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Blackburn 2, Charlton 2 is also how it's finished in the Championship. I think a lot of the game has gone out. The sting out of the game, do you think?
Yeah, it's just slowed down a little bit, hasn't it?
Back to Tottenham, Chris Wise.
for 1-1 between Spurs and Sunderland, and very audible boos at the full-time whistle. The goal for Spurs in the first half from Ben Davies, the equaliser from Brian Proppy, brilliantly taken with 10 minutes to go. There's a few on the pitch squaring up to each other. 4 draws in a row for Sunderland. Another disappointing home performance for Spurs. 1-1.
7 minutes of normal time remain here. It remains 1-1 between Fulham and Liverpool. Liverpool are in possession. Curtis Jones just forward of the centre circle. Finds to Van Dijk. Forward ball towards Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai has Wilson in front of him. Infield now to Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones gives it towards Gakpo. That was a nice take. Gakpo looks for a shooting opportunity. Back towards Kerkez. Drills it in. And turned away by Anderson. Just that acceleration as they went through the gears for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's always a danger, isn't it? Kerkez on the second half has been a real threat down the left-hand side. The ball in the box, it's just such a crowded 6-yard box. He needs to fully get a little bit more height on the ball, try and pick out one of his teammates on this occasion. For Fulham, it's been easy just to defend against.
Fulham are going to make a double change. Harry Wilson and I think it's Raul Jimenez are going to be coming off. We'll go to Mike Minay, Newcastle.
Newcastle 2, Crystal Palace 0. Second half goals from the head of Bruno Guimaraes and the poke of Malik Thiaw get Eddie Howe's side. New Year off to a good start. Should have been 3 in added time. Willock racing onto the ball that was easier to score than he managed to send it wide. Palace had their moments, but Nick Pope rarely called into action. Newcastle into the top half with just the 8 games to go in January for them. Now Newcastle 2, Palace 0.
So the double change is Kusi Asare is coming on for Raul Jimenez and Adama Traore for the goal scorer Harry Wilson. Liverpool are going to make a change. Chiesa for Curtis Jones. Nathan Albon at Huddersfield.
Well, it's full-time. Huddersfield 2, Exeter 2. Jayden Wareham's late flick rescuing a point for Exeter, who have Manchester City in the Cup next weekend. Huddersfield up to 4th with the point. Full-time. Huddersfield 2, Exeter 2.
Trying the rugby, Chris Jones.
It's full-time here, Dano. Leicester 36, Saracens 28. Great win for the Tigers. Very good value for it. 5 tries. Flyer Adam Radwan back in 2. Billy Searle pulled the strings from 10. Sarri threatened the comeback in the second half. They were too far back and well beaten. Full-time, Leicester 36, Saracens 28.
Just confirmation that Chiesa coming on for Curtis Jones. 5 minutes of normal time remaining here at Craven Cottage. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. Ball hoisted to this near side. Forceful downward header by Kerkez. Headed forward by McAllister. Gakpo goes in search of the ball. Diop clears it. Comes off the head of McAllister. Infield towards Szoboszlai. Gravenberch does enough to try and get it to McAllister. Chiesa goes hunting for the ball. Fulham though now have it. And this is with Traore, but he shows so much towards Kerkez. He's able to sweep the ball downfield. Volleyed away by Cuenca for Fulham. And Frimpong can't keep the ball in play. Full time at Everton, Sarah Mulkerins.
Everton 2, Brentford 4, a hat-trick for Igor Thiago, who hadn't found the net in the league since the end of November, did it in some style today. Their other came from Nathan Collins. It was a tough game for the hosts. 2 goals in the second half from Beto and Barry, but they were second best for most. Brentford up to 7th with this win, 4-2 it ended.
4 minutes remain of normal time. Here is Adama Traore. Lukic. Fulham playing from left to right. Back it goes towards Diop. Anderson. One of the 3 central defenders in that centre circle for Fulham. Back it goes towards Diop. Lukic now takes over. Liverpool have every red shirt dropping back behind the ball. To Anderson, who will turn, and then back towards Diop. Chiesa will chase towards him. Along the ground, he finds Traore. Adama Traore now slows down. Comes on the inside, then looks to go on the outside. Down towards the byline. Delivers a good ball into the box. And Bradley was tucked in the right back to head it away. They win it back. This is Kevin, out towards Robinson. First time cross blocked and hammered away by Szoboszlai. Full time at Blackpool, Adam Cottier.
Blackpool 1, Bradford 2. Bradford back to within 2 points of second place Lincoln. Tidy right foot finishes from Aidan Baldwin and Will Swan, either side of Ashley Fletcher's equaliser for Blackpool. Blackpool 1, Bradford 2.
So the top 3 in League One all won today. We've got commentary to come at Manchester City. Monday Night Club is back tomorrow at 7, and we are back around the grounds on Wednesday with 8 games to look forward to in the Premier League. Here is Lukic picking up the ball midway through the Liverpool half and running forward at pace and out towards Robinson in space. Kevin couldn't control the ball. Canate was behind him. But Fulham finishing the half strong, 2.5 minutes remaining, 1-1.
Yeah, they are. They're on the front foot, aren't they? Fulham, Anthony Robinson there does well out wide on the left-hand side. His pass is just a little bit too far in front of Kevin. Bit difficult for him to get on the end of that one. And Liverpool have defended reasonably well on that occasion.
This could extend Liverpool's unbeaten run to 9 games. However, the performances are still leaving many a Liverpool supporter unconvinced at times. In fact, when they came here last April, they lost. It was only their second defeat of all season as Robinson sends over a cross that Kirkes, with his arm outstretched, who appeals for handball, probably more from the Fulham crowd than the Fulham players. It's gone out for a Fulham throw on this near side, the right. However, the referee is not allowing the restart of the game until that's been checked by VAR. Well, it wasn't from... Well, it could have been Kirkes or Gravenberch because there was a suspicion of hands from both players, but
I think if it was going to be anyone, it was going to be Gravenberch, wasn't it? He's got his arm out in a really awkward spot. Had it touched his hand, it would have been definitely a penalty, but it didn't. I don't think it has anyway. I mean, they're still waiting. Now the referee's given the okay now.
So they've had a look at it and they've dismissed it. Play will resume with this throw on this right-hand side. Cross swung over by Anderson. The amount of stoppage time could be interesting, bearing in mind that the game didn't start until 3:15. It's already going to be a later finish than normal, and it's going to mean a lot to be squeezed in before the 5:30 commentary at the Etihad. And we'll find out very, very soon how much added time there will be here at Craven Cottage. Of Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. Canate towards Van Dijk, approached by Adama Traore. Kirkes, is there to be a winner here? As Alisson, his forward ball, Bradley had to be alert to keep it alive in Liverpool possession. He was. Gravenberch now looks for a ball over the top. Chiesa has made the run. Chiesa can't get there. Well spotted and well dealt with by Anderson.
Chiesa's run is really good. He's just waiting for the ball to pop down just over Anderson's head, but Anderson's recovery is excellent.
Kirkes to Gakpo, then he looked for Chiesa, but the flag was up anyway. Wouldn't have counted, and it'll be a free kick to Fulham. 7 minutes of added time, which we're now into. So that will take us to 5:10. A lot to cram in the 20 minutes before our next live game on BBC Radio 5 Live. I'll keep the editors on the toes back in the studio.
Just trying to work out where the 7 minutes come from.
I can only imagine that the
VAR, right?
The VAR.
Yes.
The substitutions will give you at least 30 seconds for each one as Robinson tries to latch onto a ball that Bradley deals with a threat well. Robinson thought he won the ball back. The referee, Craig Porters, has other ideas and gives a free kick for Liverpool for a foul.
Yeah, I think Fulham are very unlucky there. I'm not sure that's enough of a foul there. The referee's let that go all game, and now all of a sudden he decides to blow his whistle.
Here is Gakpo. Kirkes steaming ahead of him on the near side, the left, and he sends over the cross, cleared away by Anderson. Gakpo tries to roll away from Traore, but Traore's strength is too strong, and he was actually being impeded by Gakpo. And then you've got the ironic cheers from the Fulham supporters as the decision goes in their favour, 1 apiece.
Let's be honest, there's only going to ever be one winner in that occasion, isn't it? I mean, because what Adama Traore does really well, as the ball's up in the air, he manages to manoeuvre his body between the ball and Cody Gakpo. Gakpo's trying to out-muscle him. It's just not happening, is it?
No, it's not. Harrison Reed is going to come on for these closing stages. It'll only be his 3rd substitute appearance in the Premier League for the 30-year-old. Actually turns 31 at the end of this month. He will come on for Lukic, who's done a good job in the centre of midfield for Fulham. So Reed will just come on for what will be a cameo appearance. I would imagine that Harrison Reed will feature against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup here next weekend. But 5 minutes of stoppage time remaining, and it remains 1 apiece. And Anderson, I think Berger was prepared to come short, and with a dismissive swish of the left hand from Anderson, he said, no, you stay downfield. I'm going back to Leno, this is only going one way. Kevin heads it towards Kusiasari. Berger, who stayed forward, passes the ball out towards Robinson, far side. Robinson back with Cuenca, left of the centre circle. Fulham playing from left to right, 4.5 minutes remaining. Is there to be a dramatic winner here at Craven Cottage? Ball won't reach Robinson, cut out by a sliding Bradley, and Liverpool will get a throw midway through their own half mark.
Yeah, unfortunately for Sander Berger, the ball just wasn't enough pace on it. Direction was slightly off as well, allowed Liverpool to make the interception, because at the moment Fulham is certainly looking like the team more likely to cause a problem for Liverpool.
Frimpong, since his introduction, has made little impact on that right hand side for Liverpool. McAllister tries to skip away from one challenge, does a 360-degree turn, passes the ball to Kerkez on the halfway line. He goes out wide. Gakpo's come out to the left. Chiesa is through the middle at the moment for Liverpool. Van Dijk towards Canate, and we've got about 3.5 minutes remaining here at Craven Cottage. Frimpong strokes the ball back to Canate. He's just inside the Liverpool half. Plenty of vocal support in this crowd of just under 30,000 here this afternoon. McAllister with a weighted ball allows Van Dijk to come forward from the back. Kerkez is to his left. Here is the Hungarian, the left back. Gakpo now to the touchline, level the area. Cuts infield with his right foot. Traore makes the challenge, goes towards Gravenberg, goes out wide. Bradley now to the right for Frimpong, sends over the cross. Anderson stretching, Gakpo arriving, and Liverpool have won it late on. Gakpo with the injury time winner, he could not miss to stun Craven Cottage, and Liverpool keep their unbeaten run going with a win in the new year.
Absolutely incredible scenes here late in this game. The ball is a fantastic ball, whipped across the face of the goal. It's got pace, takes a big bounce. You can see there Joachim Andersen, I think he misses it. Bert Leno's a bit confused in terms of he thinks Andersen's going to clear it. It goes to the far post, and Cody Gakpo, he just can't believe his luck. And I think he just knees it in the end, or comes off his thigh and into an empty net. And Liverpool have stolen it.
He's going to get a yellow card from referee Craig Pawson for taking his shirt off. That'll be the least of his worries. The Liverpool supporters are joyous in the Putney end. Frimpong with the delivery, got it out from underneath his feet very, very early. He was onside, but actually the attempt, I think, from Andersen probably deceived his own goalkeeper Leno.
Yeah, I think he does. Andersen makes that run to the near post. He tries to make the clearance. The bounce is what does him. Goes with his right foot, misses it, and on right, Gakpo just lunges forward. It comes off his thigh. He can't believe his luck. Castagne's a little bit late, and Fulham cannot believe their luck.
Well, a very fortunate goal with Gakpo kneeing the ball in, and Liverpool have come from behind, which will be the first time that they have done so in the Premier League this season, to win a game.
I mean, you mentioned it earlier on about Jeremy Frimpong having very little impact since he's come on, and that ball into the box was an excellent ball. It was hit early as well. That's what's caught Fulham out. There was a space in between the line of defence and the goalkeeper. They find that space with the pace and the delivery, the direction, and that allows Gakpo to sneak into the far post. But you've got to give a lot of credit for that delivery.
But something that we actually hadn't seen a great deal of from Liverpool. Certainly in the first half, they were devoid of putting balls into the box. Gomez, incidentally, has come on for Gakpo, as Fulham with Reid from long range. Oh, what a goal from Harrison Reid! That's an absolute belter! It's his first goal since April 2023. It's a cracker. Unleashed it, right-footed, top right-hand corner, and Fulham have got an injury time equaliser with a goal that they will see for many a year. Stunning strike.
Wow, what a strike. Absolutely incredible from Harrison Reid. It has at the minute of left their foot. It only looked like it was going in one area, and it's come off the underside of the crossbar right in the top corner. What a strike. Absolutely amazing.
When Liverpool went 2-1 up, I sensed there were a number of people around us who thought, oh, that's it, we're leaving. If you're a Fulham supporter now listening to 5 Live, you've just missed an absolute belter of a goal from Harrison Reid. In a rare Premier League appearance, he's come up with one of the goals of the season.
I mean, he's what, 35, 40 yards out? I mean, it's the way he struck that ball is insane. What a finish. You've got to watch this goal. This is brilliant against one of the best goalkeepers in the world. That is unstoppable.
Alisson was at just for good measure, it also clipped the underside of the crossbar, which always adds a little bit extra, doesn't it? You might not agree as a former keeper.
I like watching it from here, not when I was in goal, that's for sure. That was unbelievable. It was an incredible strike. Harrison Reed, what a moment.
It's actually only his 4th goal for Fulham in what is his 202nd appearance. And Liverpool celebrations have been cut short from what is simply a worldie.
Oh, yeah, there's no other way to describe it. It was a world-class goal, and it was one of those where, I tell you what, 2-2 is probably a fair scoreline if this is to end like this, because I don't think Fulham deserve to lose the game, and to get themselves back in the manner they did is just insane.
I was just going to ask you for your closing thoughts, because we've got a lot to squeeze in, but you've just done it for me, Mark. 2-2. We are in the 9th minute of added time. We only had a minimum of 7. We've already had 2 goals in that 7 minutes of stoppage time. I'm not too sure they'll be much longer, but the Reed goal was one that you will happily watch time and time again, except if you're a Liverpool supporter. Ball over the top. Could there be further drama? The ball bounces into the hands of Alisson. Underarm throw out. Kirkes. Still we play on. Kirkes will go long. Frimpong rolls away from Robinson. Can he keep the ball in play on that far side? By my watch, we're now into the 10th minute of added time. 2-2 here at Craven Cottage. Bradley to Frimpong. Now they're baying for the final whistle, the Fulham supporters. Frimpong wriggles clear. Gomez. He passes the ball to Gravenberch, right-hand side of the area. That'll be a goal kick. That should be it, Mark.
Yeah, it should be. I tell you what, I mean, the frantic end of this game has been amazing. Both sides have worked incredibly hard. At times, obviously, the quality hasn't been the best, but that goal, we're going to talk about that goal for some time.
Oh, they will.
It really was an unbelievable goal. Some people left early as well and missed it. Can you believe it?
Well, if you are one of those, match of the day tonight, BBC One, 10:30. We're ticking now into the 11th minute of stoppage time. Leno with a goal kick. It's finished Fulham 2, Liverpool 2.